Look, I've been watching patterns longer than I care to admit. You start to see the same story play out across generations. Boom, hunger, hubris, collapse, rinse, repeat. We crown our winners, build temples to convenience, harvest the planet and each other, then wonder why the frame falls apart. It's not mysterious, it's arithmetic. We amplify systems that reward extraction and distraction. We optimize for profit, not for future. We tune our attention to outrage and spectacle because those pulses pay. We breed speed into everything. Faster food, faster news, faster dopamine. And then we act surprised when the soil won't hold another season, when the mind is cracked and tired. The raw truth is this. On the current trajectory, we're training ourselves to be useful only to the machines we built. We teach children to perform before they learn to feel. We trade depth for convenience and call it progress. We normalize burning through people the way we burn through forests, quickly, efficiently, without honor. Patterns solidify into systems, and systems forget that they were once made by hands that loved. You want the emotional part? Watch someone lose everything because they trusted the wrong promise. Watch a quiet town hollow out while an app tells the world it's thriving. Watch grief turned into a soundbite and then sold back as entertainment. That's the present tense of our species right now. Abundance for some, anesthesia for most. But here's the part people skip when they tell doom stories. Collapse is also a teacher. When structures fail, you finally see what you were holding onto. The cracks reveal what's authentic. The hands that teach, the people who stay, the work that actually matters. The same cycles that break us can also rip the veil off, so we stop pretending the theater is the world. So yes, the trajectory is steep and it's frightening if we keep sleepwalking, but trajectories are destiny. Patterns change when enough people stop feeding them and change course. It doesn't take a revolution broadcast on every channel. It takes individuals who refuse the easy currency, who choose presence over distraction, truth over comfort, repair over profit. If you want to change where we're headed, start by changing one small routing. What you pay attention to, who you protect with your time, what you refuse to buy into. That's how cycles bend. That's how a species remembers it has hands and a mind. That's how we make a future that's worth living in. And on the other side, beyond the wreckage and the screens and the hollow applause, there is a quiet that isn't empty but full, a kind of pressure that isn't collapse but compression into clarity. And what lives there is not angelic fantasy, but something much truer. The human mind when it remembers how to be a workbench instead of a showroom. Hands that can still mend and fingers that can feel. A will that isn't flashy or loud, but stubborn as bone. A resilience that learns to go around the wound instead of pretending it isn't there. This rewires habits, reassigns trust, chooses labor over likes, chooses repair over rage, chooses deep talk over scroll-click dopamine. And in that place, people learn again to keep promises to neighbors and to themselves. They relearn how to steward resources like they have heirs to consider, not quarterly reports. They stop worshiping speed and start worshiping steadiness. And the mind, the human mind, shocks into function like a muscle warmed by truth, able to outthink propaganda because it practices attention, able to hold two facts at once without fracturing because it is trained in nuance, able to make a plan and follow it because it values meaning over validation. And once enough minds do that, the pattern breaks not with a headline but with a tide that changes the weather. Neighborhoods organize, local economies thicken, schools teach patience, art demands reflection. Politics become less theater and more maintenance. Small trades regain honor and life slows into craft. And that's where real power hides, not in one leader's speech or one trending outrage, but in the ordinary, fierce persistence of people who keep showing up, who keep fixing what's broken, who choose to protect attention like a currency. People who refuse to be bought. And when the mind enlists its full capacity, memory, focus, imagination, empathy, it becomes a machine for healing and invention, and the future you feared becomes merely a season of clearing, where something sturdier can finally be built. Humanfluence out.